Okay, everybody, this is a highly requested video. I know a lot of you guys have been seeing my house go viral on Twitter and stuff. So I wanted to give a quick tour of it. This is a $4 million Charles Haertling house. This house is the greatest house I've ever lived in. One of the greatest houses I've ever even been in. You'll see once you go inside of this design, it is absolutely amazing. I've never seen a house like it before. We're in Boulder, Colorado. I've lived here for about a year now. Unfortunately, my time living here is coming to an end, so that's why I wanted to film this entire tour before I go, because a lot of you have only seen like the view from the desk, but we're gonna go through the whole house. I decided to get this house the second I saw a photo of it. I was supposed to go to Arizona, and when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, like I couldn't imagine. When I first got into this house, there wasn't a desk there, and when I first saw a photo of this house, I was like, I need to put a corner desk right there because that is gonna be perfect. I mean, there is no better spot than this. And my favorite thing is if you come over on this side right here, this angle is just everything. I've noticed there's a big difference from like looking out from it and looking out from here. There's a big difference between looking on the outside in, the inside looking out, and then the dead fucking center looking around. So this is generally where I spend most of my time. But let me show you the stuff I haven't shown you before. This kitchen, that's super interesting. If you notice, like a lot of this house is designed very like cutty. I've never really seen like a design like this, especially the roof, how these big pillars all come to a central fuge. And actually, before we go into the kitchen, this is why they call it the star house. So if you stand right under it, you can see that a perfect star forms. And what's interesting is that's heated glass. So even when it's snowing, that snow will just melt off, letting the stars shine through. Over here, you got this like crazy living room. I keep saying I've never seen anything like it, but like, it's so weird how this house is shaped, like architecturally. All the lines are so interesting, and the lines mixed with this flooring make it for this like kind of like psychedelic look all around it. But this is like one of two living rooms. There's another living room in the basement that we'll go to, but all the house was actually designed with restoration hardware too, giving it such more of a quality look and so much more character. Like restoration hardware is like the best furniture shop ever, and so it makes sense why so much of this would be coming from it. The kitchen, same style. It's all like very rigid and very, very artistic. This is really interesting. A lot of people don't know that this would be a refrigerator, but it opens up just like all the cabinets. And so the synchronicity behind the designs of the cabinets and the furniture, the cabinets and the fridge are really interesting as well. And then over here you got like, I don't even know what you would call this. The read a book room. Like reading Rainbow. Take a look, it's in a book. Take a look, it's in this room. This is where I generally read, right here on the sofa. I've sat here for hours at a time. That's another thing about this house is like you can easily spend a large amount of time just sitting here and just being in like amazement. Like the first time I came here, my friends Steven and Tanner came over and I had to go somewhere and they're like, do you mind if I just like sit here for a while? I'm like, yeah, do your thing. I left for 4 hours. I came back and they're still sitting in the same exact spot, just looking out at the view. That was like the second day I was out here. And then this is a pretty interesting irregularity in Boulder. You have a yard, and it's not just like a normal yard. Like you got these crazy trees back here with this hammock that is so nice to swing in. All these trees change colors. That coalition of buildings right there, that's what is known as Pearl Street, and that's like the downtown of Boulder. Generally in Boulder, you either live in the mountains and you got to drive to Pearl, or you live next to Pearl so you can walk to Pearl. This is like one of the few houses, this is Flagstaff Mountain. This is one of the few houses where you have a view, you're on the mountain, and you can walk to Pearl. That's like 0.6 miles. So that's how I really fell in love with this house. I mean, if you come over on this side, look how crazy this design is, especially with this like sunset with the birds going over. Are you kidding me? This looks insane. The outside is designed just as spectacularly as the inside. And it's interesting when you look at that. I call this house the plane because it kind of looks like a plane if you look at like how the tail's back here, but that's like the cockpit over there. And my desk is right in the cockpit. Whoa, get a shot of all these birds. That is crazy. Oh my God. Yeah, you never know what you'll find out here. I have a video the other day, you might have seen it on my Instagram story, of this bear just absolutely demolishing through my trash.
Hey, stop going through the trash.
That's happened like 15, 20 times. I got to pick it up every morning and it's a bitch. Side note, that house right there sold for $10 million and I don't understand who the owner is because he's only been here for 1 day in the past year and then he just pieced out. Boulder is a sleeper city. You have to have a lot of money to live here because the cheapest house is like 1.6 million right now, I believe. And they go all the way up. I've seen upwards of like 26 million. So it's one of the most perfect cities, but they keep it perfect by not building a lot out. So if you don't build a lot out, the property value only goes up. Here's a little side mention. This was like when I knew I just needed to have this house. Most of the time in Boulder, you gotta like walk to go hiking or somewhere. This hill right here leads to all the hikes on Flagstaff Mountain. So about 50 feet that way, there's a stair step. You just walk up and then you walk through the hills and it connects to every single hike all the way to Chautauqua, upwards to the top of Flagstaff Mountain. It's just insane. Like I don't have to drive anywhere. Like a lot of times I'll be sitting in the house, I'm like, I wanna go on a hike. I walk outside and I go on that hike. This was designed 1967 and it's never gonna go out of style. This is one of those houses that is just completely timeless and it will just be beautiful forever. And now we'll go into the basement. A lot of times I forget I even have a basement, but anytime my friends come over or like my parents, they all stay down here, which is like super nice. The ironic thing about this room is like this is supposed to be the office, but I just use this room as storage, so it's like nothing special, usually just for my snowboards. This is just your basic guest room, but in this room, they still get a penguin and they still get like somewhat of a view. This bathroom I call the shining bathroom because this looks like something you'd see at like the Stanley Hotel, or like this bathroom just looks haunted, but it's just like so many mirrors. He really chose a very strong color to paint this, but yeah, a lot of mirrors, a lot of glass, just really cool. Really, I don't like to spend too much time in there. And then over here, you know, you got yet another living room. I use this as like a movie theater. Like we'll just come down here and watch movies on the big screen whenever it's like, especially during the daytime or during a sunset. And yeah, but I usually forget I even out here. Out here is another patio. I never use that. But this is interesting though about this. So the design of this house is like you have to go up the street and then all the way around and then to the back of the house. But as you'll see out here, he built stair steps all the way down to the road. So the mailbox is down there. And so anytime that you need to get mail or like if I'm walking to Pearl, I don't necessarily have to walk all the way. You know, I just go straight down. It actually is really helpful a lot of times to not make that full loop. And then lastly, I guess someone must have been staying in here. Actually, based on my clothes, it must have been me because this room actually blacks out. Sometimes when I'm up late, I come down here to sleep. Sorry, the bed's not made. Again, I haven't been down here in weeks, but yeah, this is just another bedroom with another full bed, full bath down over here. Boom. Yeah, so great for guests. But I saved one of the best for last. Let's go check out my bedroom, the master bedroom. Like every time I walk up or walk into this house, this view kind of like sucks me in. It just sucks me dry. From over here, like, I guess it's a good and a bad thing. There's no blinds, so like the sun rises over there, so I'm kind of constantly getting woken up every single day with the stupid, like, why would they not put blinds up? I don't get it. But the bathroom is really cool. I'm pretty sure this, like, a lot of this house has been redesigned, but this bathroom is like 6, so this shower has double. Not only does it have 2 shower heads, but it also has another like 24 sprays. So you can turn on 2 shower heads and then 24 jets coming at you. And then they have this tub that's like 7-8 jets in it alone. Taking baths in there has been amazing. And then over here you got a Romeo, Juliet sort of thing. Well, you got a Romeo and Juliet, but there's 3 mirrors, which is crazy because you can see 3 different angles of yourself, which is good for when you're doing the hair. Damn, this sunset's looking crazy. Let's go to the balcony to cap this video off because this is gonna be a killer sunset. What the hell? So yeah, guys, that's the house tour. I consider this truly to be one of the best houses in all of Boulder. It's not the most expensive house in Boulder. Believe me, they go like 5-6x this, but in terms of design and location and feeling, like I look for a feeling when I'm in a house, I've moved a lot in my life and I've always been chasing a certain type of feeling. This is the feeling I've been chasing my entire life in this design. It's really changed my entire perspective on architecture and what a home could and should be. At least for me, everybody's different, but this is my type of house and I'm just super happy to be here. I was explaining to him the story about how crazy, like the chances of me getting this house were like unbelievable, and how many connections I have to this house that I didn't know I had until I moved in here. It's been ridiculous. Like, I was meant to be here and I've been able to learn so much from just being in such an excellent house. It's ridiculous, and I'll definitely be talking about that for the days, years, and honestly my entire life to come. It's really shaped me a lot. So that's what a house can do if it's designed properly and just gives you that feeling. It's really all about feeling. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this house. This is what I consider the best house in Boulder. See you later.